Hey everyone, this is Rawmatt. This video is in a reply to Alien Taro's questions. They were pretty interesting, so I thought I would just make an entire video on them. Let us first start with the nervous system, which controls and regulates everything. And before I get into part 2 of this question on how to fix it, let me first give you a list of ingestible elements for the nervous system. I believe the best thing for it are the proteolytic metabolic enzymes. They control and regulate this system far better than any one thing. We find inflammation really takes off when these metabolic functions begin to degrade. These include ceratopeptase, which is an enzyme from silkworms. We have nattokinase from soy, and we have wobenzine from Garden of Life. And I love that one because it contains chymotrypsin, a rare, hard to find enzyme that's in this supplement. I'm a big fan. Also, adaptogenic herbs are next. My favorites would be the berries, which are hawthorn berry, sea buckthorn berry, acai, goji, and schizandra. All of these are great adaptogenic herbs which will help regulate the nervous system. We can also add astragalus root, jogulin, and ashwagandha to that list. All have to be made as an herbal tea because of what they are. Most of them contain saponins, so the heat is actually used to extract them. Supplement-wise, I'm a huge fan of indium. Big fan of one of the top of the list. It's actually, they believe it came from a meteorite. It's a pretty rare element, and what it's been found to do on animals is it reboosts their whole glandular system and allows mineral uptake to increase over 300%. I've been a huge fan of that, and I've been taking it for over a decade now. Now, if the problem is from a nerve issue, then Skullcap and St. John's Wort are both great nerve tonics. Also, try to keep your workouts for less than 45 minutes if you're intense. This helps to regulate our cortisol levels. And too much cortisol in the blood flips your testosterone into the male DHT, which has negative and detrimental effects on our blood. We don't want to have that as a problem. How training affects us is in two major ways. One is though stronger bones and ligaments, tendons and muscles, and most importantly, our bone for long duration life. We have to have good weight bearing resistance to make our bones strong. Not just ligaments and tendons. That's a given. Stretching can help that, but we have to have weights to help build these stronger bones. The other way is hormonal adaptogens and better ability to produce, these hormones like human growth hormone, HGH, kick out metabolic waste easier and not rely on just methylation. Even removing built up lactic acid gets better by the body from doing this. Now, going on to the meditation part of the question, I believe is one of the best daily practices that anyone, anywhere, can do and should do as often as possible. Now, meditation can mean a lot of different things. So let's first focus on what to meditate on. There are no specific rules or guidelines. Frankly, it can be goal or intention oriented. Some focus on nothingness. Others try to focus on healing one part of their body. I personally like to dwell on spiritual subjects. To answer the question about helping the nervous system, you want to do what a master clairvoyant healer did in his meditations for that. And this is Edgar Cayce. He used to lie flat on his back on the couch in a comfortable position, never crossing his feet, arms, hands, or fingers. He would pretend he was in a bathtub of liquid, green or blue, and he would let it slowly rise until he was submerged, letting the liquid fill in every area of the body, including the miles and miles of our nervous system. Don't focus on the breathing. Let your nose be the receptor. Let this healing liquid flow through you, and if your mind takes you away from your body, then go with it. Let the liquid heal you as your mind permeates the universe. Thoughts can come and easily distract you. Don't force stop them. Putting our brains on stop is like trying to stop Niagara Falls. Tatwale Baba comes to mind when it comes to a master of meditation. And who better to learn from than the master of a particular area of subject in life. He spent maybe 12 hours a day in meditation. From what I found, his schedule of meditating was from 2 a.m. until about 10 a.m. From 10 until noon, he would forage for food, eat, and rest. Then, from noon until 4, he would again meditate. Finally, he would end the day with 2 hours of light exercise at 6 p.m. His meditations were based on not having a guru. He stated, "The self is free from any tradition and or non-tradition." He did not believe in transcendent consciousness, but practiced what he called pure consciousness, because it is a state through which we experience all things. He also believed that meditation is for all, not just for yourself. He said, "All these saints meditating and established in the self, they are the basis for all of the running of the universe. They are the basis of the whole thing, and not for themselves alone. Their good vibrations are influencing societies for their advancement." What I found when reading was a question that actually dealt with life's purpose, but when asked in a way focused on another thing. And the answer to the student was amazing. The student asked Tatwale Baba, "Do you feel as though there is no more to obtain for yourself?" Tatwale replied, "What is there to be gained or attained? That which is to be gained is omnipresent, and we are that, and it is already attained." To me, this shows that there is no end goal, and once it is reached, we have no more purpose in life, as though our journey has ended. Yet it is being fulfilled through life and action taken. This is what meditation gives you, a deeper insight into all things. As for more information about Tatwale Baba, he just ate once a day from a variety of foods that were in season, like the kadumala, or which is known as a sweet potato, leaves and roots, and fruits and berries that he found in the ambient forest. Around this time, he started only wearing jute, which is basically a loincloth. People called him Tatwale, meaning one who wears jute, and the nickname stuck. He had a cobra for a pet, and when he heard that travelers, visitors, explorers, and tourists were being harmed or killed by cobras on that mountain range, he told his pet to contact the king of the cobras and ask that no cobra harm any of the people passing through that area. It is said that there have been no accidents of people ever being bitten by cobras in that area since. Tatwale Baba predicted his own death. He said that a rogue who was very jealous of him and living nearby in a forest would sneak up and shoot him in the back. He told this to his closest disciple on June 22, 1971. On December 2, 1974, as he went to take his shower, Sir Tatwale Baba was murdered by a crazy gunman. He was killed by a man operating a small ashram near the Tatwale Baba cave who was jealous of him. Tatwale Baba is known as the Ageless Indian, and as you can see from his appearance even at 86 years old in this photograph, that he had no gray hair and appeared to have no definition of aging on his body. Now for that new story as you requested. I have a lot of them, but I wanted to give you a fun one. This is based on my theory of darkness and living without light. This story takes me to the nicknamed Methuselah Children. As you look at these three kids, you would expect to be looking at maybe a 6, 9, or 12-year-old. The picture below shows Connie, Gordon, and Glinda. Their ages are 18, 15, and 13, all teenagers. These children had extremely stunted aging. Although healthy and intelligent, they appeared physically to be many years younger than they actually were. Look at the picture below. Can you believe it? All teenagers. I find a puzzling jump in longevity from 1911 to 1951 time frame. My guess is that the ultraviolet radiation is very destructive to the human body, and that our old world had a much stronger ozone layer which protected the Earth and protected us along with it. I can give you so many examples of people who had lived in caves who had exceptionally long lives and even looked much younger than their biological age. Besides the example above of Totwale Baba, we have these 3 children now, and Li Chongyin of China, who stood 7 feet tall and was a reported 256 years old. These children lived secluded away in an attic for over 11 years until they were teenagers. When they emerged and started living normal lives outside, they began to age like the rest of us. My first thought after seeing the kids was that not even the oldest one had gone through puberty. Not seeing the light of the sun, having contact with ultraviolet wavelengths or spectrums, had not allowed normal cellular sequences to occur, which obviously slowed down aging a lot, or was nearly halted until exposure of the sun finally occurred. As the kids entered the outside world, they began aging as we do today. This got my attention from a longevity and aging standpoint, and all the research that I could gather led me to believe that these kids either 1. Had their circadian rhythm physically altered to the point where their body was tricked, and the mind as well, into never figuring out what a 24-hour Earth day was. So the body matured as an alien would, very slowly. And if you're wondering about the problem with lack of vitamin D, the actual human body only requires about 10 minutes of sun on the hands and face a day, and that's in winter. So the body doesn't really require that much. It actually makes it. So the problem is that if you don't get it while you're growing, you have a high probability of getting rickets. But you can really abstain from lots of sun for a very long period of time. I myself have done it. 2. The body getting a fraction of the sun's light kept the skin young, and the pineal gland hormones responding in an adolescent stage. Or 3. When astronauts leave Earth, their biological clock immediately changes to a slower Earth day, adding 36 minutes to each day. Light deprivation chambers track the humans that are inside and actually trick them into sleeping for sometimes 24 hours and 36 hours being awake. There is no biological true clock for the human body. This is my determination. It depends on our environment. That said, I believe that one can trick the body in many ways to unburden it from the aging process. This is my theory and what I have put into my own practice. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Have a great day.